So it's iPhone. That's somebody that's on our iPhone.
And watching up.
Oh,
I voted.
Literally looking at.
We're seeing the back of Rich's head right now.
I did. Yeah. I just asked you in the chat. She was better outside last night. It was real good.
I didn't ask.
Did you order with your mouth? Sam, did you order with your mouth?
I did.
I was just there for the science.
Where are you?
How about you? Listen, it's not about that. You're going back. You're going back to that course.
Stop it.
I know.
Oh, yes, okay.
All right, folks, welcome. We are going to get started. Happy Tuesday. Happy September. How's everybody doing today? A little bit of a different layout here. We've got kind of the medieval banquet hall feel. I feel like I'm going to be sitting here with a drumstick or something. But we want you to join and connect and be with each other. So we're going to have lunch together afterwards, as always, but we're experimenting. So we got a lot of ground to cover today. Welcome to a few new familiar old faces and a few particularly new faces. And if you're joining us online, we're glad you're here as well. All right, Lynn, I see you. So why don't you read our mission?
To build careers worth having, businesses worth building, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Phoebe, you mind taking the next one for me here?
To be the real estate company.
That's
of
choice.
Choice for agent and their customers.
Thank you. Jose, why don't you take our values here?
God, family, then business.
Belief system, we're going to split it at communication. So someone's going to take the first few and someone's going to take the second half. Stephen, why don't you go the first half here through communication?
Win-win or no deal. Take or do the right thing. Customer always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand.
Awesome. Cliff, I'm going to put you on the spot from the back there.
Okay, start at creativity.
Yes, please.
Okay, creativity. Ideas before results. Teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty and equity. Opportunities for all. Success resolves through people.
And finally, Sam, why don't you handle the perspective here?
A technology company that provides the resources, tools, what do you guys think it is?
There we go. Sorry.
Our agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer, acts like a trainer consultant, and focuses all of activities on service, productivity, and profitability.
We do this every meeting, and it might feel old and rote, but does someone want to venture a guess? Do you need it? Venture a guess for the importance of hitting this every time, if you think it's important.
It's a reminder to keep all those things in mind as we move forward to our months.
Yep. I think we are a forgetful people, and not that these are the rules.
Okay, I was had him
I think it is
turn off my computer.
crucial to stay on focus. And when we talk about being in culture, back to the belief system, that's what it means to be in culture. It's not just being a nice person, it's acting and behaving and living your life in that way. Awesome. So from a mission moment standpoint, I want to highlight Mr. Mike Crum. So we had this fantastic, the 5th annual LG Cares. You can just mute that entirely, or minimize that entirely, Caitlin, if you want. Yeah, thanks. LG Cares 5th annual golf outing. We had an amazing turnout. I think 26 or 27 groups, raised 7,000-ish as the money comes in and as we figure this out. And so I just want to give a hand to Mike again. And you do it faithfully and thanklessly, and so I want to thank you at least this time for it. For those of you who are unfamiliar or who are newer, LG Cares is our nonprofit where we give back and support and help our agents when life goes crazy and when hard things happen. And so it's good when we have irregular income to be able to have that. All right, we can hop over to quick highlights. I know we talk about things being hot, but I just want to highlight quickly kind of where we're at. We closed 323 units last month, which is an all-time high for Legacy Group. Dee Dee processed 100% of those. And so that's like one every 3 minutes, I think, if my math is correct. Closed 62.2 million in volume. We took 217 listings, which is the highest. That's the second highest month ever. The highest was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. So encouraged to see that. That's what drives the market. Listing sold volume continues to stay up. We wrote more contracts than we've written in quite a while as well. The average sale price has kind of steadied in the 190s. And again, this is across all communities: Wayne County, Asher County, Richland County, Stark and Summit, obviously. And we're kind of saying last month was 199. The month before that was 191. And so it's interesting to see some stability. When we talk about the market being hot, I think you guys are probably all seeing it, feeling it. It's beginning to level in I think some good ways. Our average agent earned just under $7,000 last month, which is fantastic. I ran the numbers from a prorated standpoint, and it comes out to about $65,000 per year is what our average agent is earning in a 12-month period right now. And so we are encouraged by that. And yeah, any thoughts, questions, initial conclusions there? Cool. Pete, do you want to jump up and talk about profit shares?
Everybody, it is weird to see the room this way. I like it though. Okay, profit share for August, we're at 49,500 for the year. We are almost at 325,000, which is awesome, which is up 42.7% year to date. I just want to reiterate with profit share that this is really the reward from the Market Center for helping us grow. So people, co-brokes that you're working with, people who you think would do well in our culture, let us know, bring them to us, talk to Mark. At one point, and I think there still is, there was a sheet that had a few little bullet points of things to talk about with co-brokes if you're not sure how to start that conversation. So definitely talk with us.
And I can drop that back on the Facebook page again, just so you guys see that.
77 different associates have received profit share so far. So well done to all of you.
This is me. I'm going to take the place of Amanda today because if you didn't see Mark's Facebook post, she just got married this past weekend. So she's not here this week. She's on her honeymoon. So I want to do a nice warm welcome to our new agents. We have Zachary Burke, Andy Hale, Carissa Porter, Laura Sampson, Stephen Thompson, and Chris Trees. So if you want to take a moment to look around the room and introduce yourselves to any new faces you don't know, welcome to Keller Williams.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
That's you, Dee Dee.
I'm back. Did you guys miss me?
Do some exercise.
Okay, so our cappers for August included Tina Bagnoli, Jared Dutton, Jamie Kelly, Mercedes Dunn, Stacy Hoffman, and Penny Wagner. So congratulations to all of you on that achievement. Okay, our top producers for August. Check you people out. This is amazing. Jessica Atkins, Andy Alamini, Tina Bagnoli, Bree Beedling, Shannon Bragg, Brian and Jeremy Robson, Laura Brown, Cindy Carpenter, Carol Cooper, Rich Cosgrove, Julie Day, Mercedes Dunn, Jared Dutton, Patty Dutton, Valerie Espenshee, Bob Fincher, Brandon Fleming, Lillian Fuentes, Amanda Garcia, Amy Guthrie, Tom Heidi, Eric Henry, Rachel Hogue, Sam Holmes, Samantha Hopper, Nikki Horvath, Michael Humphreys, Brian Jones, Tracy Jones, Ruslyn Call, Jamie Kelly, Scott Lynette Killy, Alyssa Kingset, Marcy Clee, Mike Crum, Annabelle Lakota, Christian Lamb, Daniel Lane, Brianna Lehman, Tiffany Manser, Kevin McCulley, Jose Medina, Heather Mahillis, Jennifer Mucci, Tiffany Pepper, Valerie Rasnar, Jonathan Riley, Christina Roberto, Martina Sadler, Melissa Sanford, Roman Smith, Lance Trainum, Holly Van Riper, and Stephanie Webb. Holy cow, that's a lot.
Song or
I know.
something. So,
I do. Okay, as I'm sure most of you have heard, we are moving offices. It's going to be happening in October, towards the latter part of October. I don't have an official date yet, but we are moving in that direction. Get it? Okay. While we're in that process of thinking about that, please collect your mail from the mailboxes as well as any items that you may have in the kitchen. There's a lot of different small appliances in our cabinets in the kitchen. So we're either going to have an awesome garage sale or please get your stuff so that you can have it. We'd rather not have to move all of that with us.
should we give them a date that would be good for them to get their stuff by?
I'd say by the last Friday in the first week in October. I don't know. I don't have a calendar in front of me.
Soon.
Soon. How about, keep an eye on our newsletter, please, and we'll send out a separate, we'll send out a separate email as well as we're getting closer and when we narrow down on exactly what that date will be. For those of you who have offices here at Legacy Group that have items that need to be moved out of there, we're working on getting information from moving companies. We will move your furniture, the furniture here in the office. Please just make sure that all your personal effects are boxed up. You can leave those boxes in your office labeled with your name or your team name so that those things can get moved with your items as well. Who's that?
We would probably have like an official week, so we think
I just didn't know.
start preparing and letting everyone know what the actual move date is.
Perfect.
Stonegate moves Friday.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not irritated.
I agree.
People.
Okay.
Uh,
Command. So don't everybody shriek and run out of the room. We are moving in the direction a little bit further down the road with Command. With the help of our awesome Market Center Tech trainer, Lynn Scott, we will be working with a small group of agents, a test group that will allow us to start running our commissions through Command. And also with some of Gina's productivity coach clients. So be on the lookout for communication from either Lynn or me or both of us about what that looks like if you're in that test group. In the meantime, if you're in Command, if you've been in there putting up opportunities through or submitting commission requests, please do not do that any longer. We're going to get that cleaned out so that the only things that are in there are the people who are in our test group so that we can keep that all clean and clear and ready to go. October 1st is when the test group will take off and we'll start working strictly in Command. So here we go.
Has the test group been notified that they're in the test group?
Some have, we're working on finalizing that notification, yes.
Are you volunteering?
I don't. I should.
Well, now that we're talking, Sam, you're not in.
All right, okay, thank you. So Andrea couldn't be here today, so I was just gonna get up and do a quick teaser for Andrea. She has some flyers out in the kitchen. Andrea Hyatt from Stonegate is going to be doing a class on Thursday, September 23rd, called Title Capture and Breakthrough Broker. Wait for details to see on the location. It will definitely be virtual. We're waiting to see if it will also be in person. I'll update the Facebook event for that. So come out to Stonegate's class. It will be a good one. And now it's up to you, Rich.
Okay, now you can do the 44-second, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I was illy prepared for this morning, so I came in at the last minute, and Caitlin is amazing. I mean, both of the staff that we've hired recently are absolutely amazing. If you haven't got a chance to use them, and I know I said that at each meeting, but they just continue to help and impress us more and more. But quickly, there's a 44-second video that I'm going to have you watch. This video is actually 6 minutes long if you want to watch the full thing, but this shows you that you're important and you matter in your community as a realtor. This is PR that you cannot get from anywhere else. So I highly encourage you that when you write your check for your dues, you pay attention to what Ohio realtors are doing in your local board, because this is something that you're a part of that you probably didn't know. And there's a little bit more detail after. Go ahead.
Lordstown's about 25 square miles. I've always been known for the GM plan.
I heard 3 years before GM closed that they were closed.
People want to jobs.
people were saying, what are we gonna do? How's Lordstown gonna survive?
Its neighbors who did not want TJX to come on the site.
Off with these 20 to 40 people that did not want TJX to come in.
I really, our local board and everything, you know, they put their heads together and said, hey, we want to help.
We needed support from Ohio Realtors in order to accomplish this.
So there's again, a 6-minute video to give you some background on that. When GM went out, Lordstown, obviously the housing crisis came, they lost their jobs, their homes, everything, people moved out of there. TJX, which is, for those of you that shop at like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, all that fun stuff, that's like the parent company. And they wanted to build a facility there because of the location. And there were 20 to 40 people that were pretty involved in the community that said, we don't want you, we don't need you, and we're good. Well, that wasn't true. They needed the jobs, they needed the money, they needed the income, and they needed help. So your dues dollars actually went and helped pay for this to get passed. And with Ohio Realtors' help, they were able to accomplish getting this built, and now thousands of people are employed there, and home values are going up because of what you do every day. This is not the only place that this is happening. So Burton, Ohio, there's something else going on there. Toledo, Ohio, there are 2 other videos that you can watch with that. But I think it's important to mention this because in September, at the end of September, just so you're aware, as your local boards, we are going to be voting on a dues increase, unfortunately, for Ohio Realtors. It's going to pay for more programs like this. So the Political Advocacy Fund, you're going to get an increase of about $20 a year for your dues. $15 is going for funds like this so we can help make a difference in our communities. One of the things that we did last year, yes, unfortunately, it did increase our taxes a little bit, but we did help the school, the library levy pass, and that was dues dollars that you spent at Ohio Realtors that came back locally that we get involved with. So it is important what you're doing, but your dues dollars are probably going to go up about $20 next year, and 15 goes for this, and $5 is going towards the mission of getting this out there for videos and things like that. So that's it on that end. The next thing I'm going to cover, I think I covered a couple months ago, but I guess it's something that continues to happen. And so Keller Williams is asking us to push it out. And that is the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. This actually takes care of texting as well. We have a lot of realtors and a lot of third parties that are texting clients. Well, actually, they're not clients. They're texting randomly or calling people on the do not call list, soliciting on whether or not they want to sell their home, or texting them and saying, do you want to sell your home? It is illegal to do that. If they're on the do not call list, you should not be calling them. If you do not have their written permission to text them, you should not be texting them. Now, most people probably have a service. So if you have Boomtown, if you have different things, in the fine print, when they sign up for those things, you're probably getting approval to text them, so you're okay. But if you're just randomly soliciting a neighborhood and texting or calling these people, you're breaking the law. And unfortunately, the more it's happening, because there's so many realtors out there calling, people are getting quite upset, and they're calling us to complain, and they're calling to complain and get you guys in trouble. So stop doing that. You can see, I think it's what, $500 to $1,500 per violation. So not fun if you're calling 15 to 20 houses per day for people. So, all right.
Anything else from you?
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Miss Lynn, come on down.
Trapped.
The downside of the banquet hall.
So, since Command's going to have a new face here soon as we're going to start using it, people that haven't used it. I have a getting started class. So I'm gonna launch 3 segments. One's gonna be a getting started, one's gonna be a feature lead, and then getting paid. So getting paid's not yet, but it's coming. So for this week, on the 17th, I have a getting started class, and it's basically getting you set up, making sure your marketing profile is set up, you know where your resources are, and maybe a little teaser with designs. And then on the 30th, I have a class for what's your URL website. So if you haven't set up your website, I'd be more than happy to help you set up your website. But if you haven't set up your website, come to my class on Thursday, or the 17th, which is Friday, I'm sorry. That way everyone is ready to go. We're all ready to launch our websites and have a great time. That's all I have for you. So if you hear from me, yes.
Question, if someone can't make the class on Friday, are you available for like individual appointments?
So we have on the Legacy Group Guide, we have a spot where you can set up a one-on-one. So I'm working with that. It's easier if you want Zoom. I'm more readily available if you want in person. It's a little more challenging, but I'll be more happy to do what I can for you.
Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate you. Gina.
All right, so a couple things about coaching. We had a fantastic CMA class that we did joint with Elevate last week. We had a really good attendance and it went really good. This week's class is on scripting, and it's going to be scripting in today's market, overcoming buyer objections and multiple offers. So to demonstrate, Ken was my guinea pig, but Ken can't be here. So Eric is filling in for Ken, which I'm not unhappy about. If anyone's ever script with Ken, he's like the bulldog gonna kill you as the buyer. So I was like, now go easy on me. And he's like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. So I'm not unhappy Ken can't be here. So Eric's taking his place. So I thought we would just kind of roll through what is the conversation that we're having right now with our buyers when we're in multiple offers, and their situations, of course, could be very different, and how we're overcoming those obstacles, which will be the topic of our scripting class on Thursday at 1. It is in person only. We have found it too hard to try to do scripting classes, having people on Zoom, watching groups of people scripting. So it'll be here only at 1 o'clock on Thursday. So Eric, I know that your house is sold and you've got to be out in 30 days. And, we found this fantastic house. Looks like it's everything that you've been telling me that you're looking for. So I know that it's multiple offers. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts and questions and concerns.
Well, you know me, I'm very tight and I want to get a very good deal.
I know
So
you
like,
do.
I don't want to pay list price. I want to pay less.
Yeah, so tell me about what's more important for you. Is the price that you get for the house more important than having a place to go in 30 days?
Well, I didn't give it much thought that way, but I mean, I just want to, my mom and dad told me I should just get a good price because they did when they bought a house.
So you're getting a loan, as I know, and I know that you're pre-approved with Jessica with Cross Country, and I know that she's talked to you about the interest rates. So, in the end, with the rates being so great, you know that your payment's gonna be less. So I just don't want us to get too caught up in the purchase price on the ideal home. So let me just give you some options, because of course, we're gonna do whatever you wanna do. If you wanna try and make that offer 10,000 less with all of these conditions, we're probably not gonna get the house. And is that gonna be okay with you?
No, it's not. I really love the house. It's the favorite house I've looked at. The price is right, but I just wanted to get a good deal.
So we can certainly give it a try if you want to go that route, but we already know there's other offers on the property. And I just don't want you to be disappointed when we get the bad news we didn't get it. Now, of course, I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't say that won't happen. So if you want to go that route, we can. But my recommendation to you would be that we have a much stronger offer. I already know your payment's going to be less because you've got such a good rate. And isn't your payment what's more important than the bottom line? We're talking about $10,000 here over the course of 30 years, which is going to be a whole lot less for you, in the end, especially if what I'm hearing you say is that you really want this house.
Right. You know what? And now that I'm thinking about it, after I did talk with Jessica and talk with you, I'm going to trust your guidance.
So
And
20,000 over, no inspections?
Let's not get crazy. But I think I would just like to just trust your judgment on this process. Then.
I know what happens with a lot of people. I have a lot of buyers that, once we miss out on a house and then we continue to look, you're always comparing everything to this house and we're not going to find it again, especially as we're going into the slower months in the winter here. And I know that you're going to be homeless in 30 days.
Right.
So we better probably get moving on this.
Right. I agree with you. I had a friend that lost the house and never did find the right one ever again. So let's make that move.
See what I mean? He's way easier than you.
Well, I can be tough.
Yes, you can. Thank you, Eric.
You're almost apologizing for giving an objection.
Yes.
Thanks, Gina. I want to introduce, as they get ready to come up, so Mike Lockey with Signature has been a great partner with us over the years, and we are thankful for that, but also thankful to transition to partner with Cross Country. We've have a relationship with Jessica, but we're moving kind of more formally in with both Cliff and Jessica, and are excited for their business. So Cliff and Jessica, come on down, introduce yourselves, and share a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
Good, good, good. It's nice to see some faces too, and not just like Zoom calls and pictures and things like that. So just wanted to say, we're very excited for this opportunity. I just to kind of give you a little bit of background about myself. I've been in the mortgage business, my goodness, since 2002. So we got the chance to see all the different changes when it comes to compliance, to all times of market changes and all those kinds of things. It's kind of unique to kind of see where we are today. So, but we're very excited to kind of, get things started, get to know you guys more, and get to earn your trust, and and really show you our value added that we're going to be for you. I know with Cross Country, we're doing, as you guys have probably seen, or at least I hope you've seen or heard, is we're doing some extremely great things. I mean, our productivity is very good. Our products are bar none, the best that's available. Jessica and I have direct, basically direct connection to anybody up the chain that we need to get anything done in a timely manner. If there's anything as far as, acceptance that need to be made, we're the ones that can get them done. And so we're very excited with this partnership. We're going to help you, grow your business as well. That's our main focus, and that's what we're going to really strive for to do.
Thanks for having me today. I'm super excited. I'm Jessica Armbruster. I've been with Cross Country for about 3 years and in the business for about 11. I have worked with a lot of the agents over the last couple of years. So for me, this is like extremely exciting that we're finally making it official, and we're going to be able to be here to officially support you and help your business grow as well. Cross Country's, our particular branch is #1 in Ohio for operations and production. So as we go through the next couple months, we want to meet with all of you individually, let you know how, our branch being #1 can support you and help you grow. And like Cliff said, all the products that we have, our availability is, top notch. We don't have business hours at all. So we work the nights and the weekends, and we really think that that's the only way that we can truly support you and have your business grow. So we're looking forward to getting to know all of you on a little bit more of a one-on-one basis. And if you need anything, please reach out to both of us. We're super excited to be here.
Hey, but before we leave, any questions? Anybody have any questions or scenarios they want to run by us? Yes, my friend.
Do you loan on vacant land and commercial property?
That's a great question. Right now, we do not. We're still waiting for our construction portfolio to kind of get revamped, because it is in the process of being made as far as buying land and construction building, but commercial, we're not dabbling that into that just yet. Any other?
What's your phone number?
Yes, I got card too, but it's 330-495-7890.
Seems a little aggressive.
Yeah. And she like, look, when she mom, she gets what she wants, she gets. So, yes.
What office are you on?
We're based out of our Stowe office, but when we do the transition to the partnership with you guys, we're hoping to get some space in with you, so that way we can meet clients here, individually. We can meet with you guys, whatever it takes, to make sure this we're doing exactly what you guys need and get the most out of this relationship. So we'll get that all figured out. We'll handle that part.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks.
You guys have seen some emails, you've seen some social posts. If you're paying attention at all, you know that Bold is right around the corner. We are excited to welcome Scott Toombs, who's not only a Bold coach, but he's the director of Bold. He's joining us from beautiful Kentucky this morning. And if you want to bring Scott up.
Hi, Scott, are you with us?
Yeah, I am. I'm right here. Awesome.
All right.
Hey, Mark.
Scott's going to hang out with us for about 15 minutes here. And this isn't just a Bold thing. It's how you're thinking about your business and where you're at things. So Scott, take it away.
Hey, well, #1, I appreciate that. There's a couple of things. I don't know if I was more excited to listen to your profit share number or whoever read the list of names that quickly and that accurately. Great job. Two impressive things. So, hey, yeah, my whole objective today is to add value to you. Okay. And I'll share that Bold's coming. You already know that, but I want you to get value out of this. So do me a favor. I want you to participate. So just raise your hand. That I can see you, by the way. So just raise your hand if you're there. Awesome. Almost everybody's there. That's perfect. I love that. So we're going to do some exercises to get your mind going, because we believe if we can change our thinking, we can change everything in our life. 90% of success is the way that we think. So I want you to answer 5 questions for me. Okay. So get your pen and write down between 1 and 10. Okay. First question is this: on a scale of 1 to 10, how is your business doing? 10 would be, basically you're off after the day and not coming back to 2022. That would be a 10. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10. Now, you're not going to share this with anybody. So this is, be brutally honest. With your health, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you health-wise? How are you physically doing? The third one is your relationships. On a scale of 1 to 10, where is your relationships at? Those key relationships. On a scale of 1 to 10, where is your wealth? So when you look at, hey, this is where I choose my wealth in my life to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? And this last one is really important. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing? I mean, mentally, happiness, joy, how are you doing? Now, listen, without judgment, I'll raise my hand too. How many of us on there have 5 10s? Raise your hand. Yeah, it's the answer that we get everywhere. And what this always shows is that we have room for growth. And you wouldn't be here if you didn't feel like you had room for growth. So what I want to walk you through is how we make choices, the way that we think. Okay. So why don't we use business, since we're here in a business meeting? Y'all want to talk about business and how we can increase that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Perfect. I love that. I love that response. I wish I was in the room with you, by the way. I mean, I get jealous sitting in a basement and watching you guys all in a room together. Are y'all like fist bumping all the time and stuff? That's my imagination. That sounds like fun. But let's go to business though. So we all wrote down, a number between 1 and 10. And here's what's interesting is how many of you would love to have a 10 in your business, or a 10 in your relationships, or a 10 in your wealth, or at least going down that scale? Well, the reality is I think most of us would. Let me give you an example. How many of you would like to make more money in 2022 than you did in 2022? Raise your hand. Okay, perfect. If your neighbor's hand's not up, I want you to pop them in the back of the head because they're not listening. Okay. So the reason why I bring this up is we believe that we work towards goals. We believe that we come from the pleasure, right? Like, I don't know about you, but if I have a goal to make $1 million in GCI this year, that's very pleasurable, correct? What could I do with that $1 million? Would I invest it? What would I spend it on? What experiences would I give? And yet, if that is our goal and we haven't reached it, we're not at that 10 yet, what's holding us back? Well, normally it's the pain of what it takes to achieve at that level. And whether it be in your relationships, whether it be in your happiness, whether it be in your wealth, whether it be in your health or your business, I want you to hear that you move to avoid pain 98% of the time. I'll give you a great example. How many of you have ever heard of the word lead generation? Raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, raise it up like you mean it. Okay. Like, this is our first time in a room together. Woo! We've been on 18 months of questionable deodorant use. I get that. Okay. But we go back though, and we look at that and we go, if we're moving away from pain literally moving away, we avoid pain, move towards pleasure, then what is causing that? So if we see this pleasure, guys, and I'm just going to your business right now, when we talk about lead generation, we've all heard of it on a scale of 1 to 10. How important is it to your business? Yeah, sometimes if I could hear you, people yell 15, it's 15. And then I ask the question, well, how many of you lead generated yesterday? And that's not judgment. See, the pain of lead generating consistently might be greater than the pain of not accomplishing your dreams. And once we understand and can work with a switch cost and change the pain, we can change any outcome in our life because we'll impact that action. Imagine this, if you had a goal that, I'm gonna net $1 million, and I'm just using $1 million. I don't know if it's 100,000, 50,000, if it's a trip to Disney World with your family, whatever it is, there's a why behind that's your goal. So when you capture that, you say, okay, why am I doing this? Well, if I have to tell my kids, listen, dad's gonna do this so that we can have this trip, then the pain switches. The pain of disappointing my kids becomes greater than the pain of lead generating consistently. Does that make sense? I want you to get this. So here's my challenge for you. What I want you to take away from this is this week, be conscious. Right now, we all live off of this unconscious programming. Would y'all agree with me on that? You have thoughts you don't even think about, yes? Like, how many of you brushed your teeth this morning? Raise your hand. Perfect. Did you have to think about it, or did you just get up and brush? It was really kind of unconscious, right? You do it so often. Well, we live in these habitual worlds, and if we keep doing that, we're guaranteed the same results. But as soon as we have that switch cost, we bring this to our conscience, we can choose something different. And guys, this changes everything for you. So what is your takeaway if you had one? And you can make one up if you want to make me feel better. Excellent.
Find your why.
Find your why.
I love, well, yeah, I mean, that's important, right? Because a lot of times we think money's the why. There's very little that you'll do for money. Now, what will you do for what the money can do for you? How it can impact others, how it can impact you, how it can provide experiences, how it can leave a legacy. When we start attaching our actions to why, we create a propellant, and it will propel you to your dreams in life. So I love that. Give me one more.
I think that light bulb for me, Scott, was comparing pain. It's easy to I want to avoid doing the thing that I don't want to do right now, but I'm not thinking about the pain of failure to accomplish my goals, and bringing those together changes my mindset about how I spend my time.
Well, yeah, and Mark, that's what we use. That's how we use pain to our advantage. I used to write 2 letters. One of them was, hey, I love you kids and my wife, yet I chose to be comfortable more than uncomfortable, and I will not be able to provide this for you. The other letter was, hey, I love you because I love you both, and I chose to do the difficult things so I could provide this life. And every day I get to choose who I'm going to be. That's using pain. And it doesn't have to be so intense. Please don't mistake my passion for anything more than that. I'm not crazy. Okay. And yet, man, is it powerful once we get it. So I really challenge you to implement it this week. Just this week. Just think about, what am I consciously doing? Am I working to avoid pain? Or am I looking to avoid pain in the future by taking the most painful action now? And I guarantee you, it impacts your bank account when you start thinking that way. And that's the cool thing. And guys, that's what Bold is in a way. So we're coming and we're going to be live in Cleveland in October. We would love you to be there. Remember, the average agent in Bold does 14 transactions live in the room over a 7-week period. So if you have no plans or a proven system, I would love to see you in October. The first step is free, and then you can make that choice if you need to. So I'll answer any questions that you have, Mark, and I want to make sure I'm respectful of your time.
Thanks, Scott. I was just going to ask, and we'll dive into the details in a second, but
Sure.
Bold costs a chunk of change, and it takes a serious amount of time. A lot of people are too busy to even carve out an hour to sit down with someone that they care about. How would you interact with those 2 challenges as people think about whether this is a good investment of their time and money?
Perfect. So number one, when it comes to money, I'm a believer that money's easy. Okay. So let's start with time, because that is something that we can't make back up. So when I ask you this, if you don't have a proven plan, are you willing to exchange $799 in 7 days to go out and change your outcome? Is that worth 14 additional transactions. That's on average. Put it to you this way, Mark. If I had a listing that was worth $1 million and I said, you're going to get both sides, listing and buyer, all you have to do is, it's going to cost you $799 in gas to go back and forth, and you got to be there for 7 days. How many of you would take that listing and take that $60,000? Raise your hand. Okay, well, this is worth a lot more. And it takes the same amount of time. I hope that works.
Thanks, Scott. We got some items to cover, so we'll keep on moving, but we appreciate you coming virtually, but we look forward to being with you in person. And just
Hey, me too, and I do not like the Chiefs either, so.
we share that.
See you in October, guys.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you.
You want to pull up the screen again? Caitlin? Yeah, so some of you have done Bold before, just a couple of you. We don't want you to feel like this is just something that we're pitching you on. We want, at the end of the day, from a leadership standpoint, we want to provide value that helps you grow your businesses with the sort of lives that you want. So Bold is coming up. It's starting on Tuesday, October 12th. That's the first step class, I think is what they're calling it. You can come.
Step one.
Step one, there you go. Where you can kind of try it on and feel it out and see what it's all about before committing to the full thing. It's at St. George's in Fairlawn. So last time we did it, it was closer up towards Cleveland. Scott doesn't really know the area. It's Akron more than Cleveland, but we're pairing with a couple of market centers. And so it's starting then, but it is going to be normally from 9 to 2:30. So it's most of your Tuesday. It's a real time commitment here. But we're looking forward to it. If you want to click over to the next one. As a market center, the way it works, because we realize that this is an investment, so it's $800 for the whole thing. All in. And our approach, we did this before and we're doing it again, is because the purpose of this is to get results and not just learn stuff, we will reimburse you $100 per transaction, up to 4 transactions that you're signed within the attendance period. So basically you start October 12th and you go through December 7th, and up to 4 transactions that you get during that period, the market center will reimburse $100 per. So we're effectively helping you pay for half if you do the work, committing to that. So I, with Scott, wanted to acknowledge the barriers. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, and a lot of people don't have much of either of those. So I want to acknowledge that. But in talking with actually my coach the other day, he made the comment that many of us have a broken engine in our business. And if our car, you need your car to get around, don't you? To show houses and do what you do. If your car was broken, if there was a major issue there, you would of course address it. Lead generation is the engine of your business. And in my conversation with many of our agents, I think honestly, in the 1 to 10 scale, most people should say that they're in the 5 range or maybe even a little bit lower. It's just something that doesn't get tended to get as the single most important factor in the health of your business. Briefly, I want to bring Christian up. Christian did digital Bold last year, so a different experience. Most people would say, not so great. Christian, you want to come up, share why did you do it? What's one major takeaway you took from it, and what difference has it made in your business over the last year?
Sure. Well, first I want to say thanks to Scott. He played a huge part last year in the digital Bold and all the coaches. I think that was an awesome part. Bold had a big impact in my business. I went from the year leading up to Bold having 7 transactions that year to finishing out this year, like right at the year anniversary, Bold at 36 transactions. And ultimately, I think that I'm really just starting to see the growth that started. I think pushing that border is kind of gaining some momentum now that we're in year end, and I continue things that way from.
Yep. I looked up the numbers. The numbers I had were 11 to 44, but the ratio is about the same.
I have different starting.
Sure. I think we can think, oh, if I get this new information or if I get a few more leads, then I'll do better. But at the end of the day, Scott made the point, and your life is testimony to it. It's about the habits that we develop and how we spend our time. Christian, for anyone who spends any time in the office, knows he's here. He's at the desk. He's doing the hard stuff, the pain tolerant stuff. He's doing the stuff that most people, frankly, never do, and it's showing.
So since Bold, 75 to 80% of my business is listings, and out of that, I credit almost all of it to Bold. I think that with that, it's definitely worth the investment. I took it because you told me I needed to take it. So without that, I would have never taken Bold. And so, really, with all the coaches and everything, I'm excited to take it again. I know that with Bold, there's going to be a lot of really successful people they interview who are successful kind of with different business models, and they all have these different systems that have brought them success. And out of all those people, if for all you agents, I think with Eugene, a lot of your people took the one thing and ran it. With Bold, if you can just take one coach, or if you could take, just one lesson and work on it for a year, it can take you far. And we talk about leads, listings, and leverage. Bold brought me the leads, Bold brought me the listings, and now we have leverage, and we've got Jessica. So
I have a name. My name is Jess.
So I love Bold. I owe a lot to it. And, I think if you're willing to do what they tell you, you can do anything.
Awesome. Well, proud of you for what you've accomplished as you've done it. And thanks for sharing today.
Yeah, sure.
With the move to the new office, you guys might have heard murmurs of expansion network stuff or gotten an email from KW about it. But I wanted to invite Jose up to share from his seat on the bus, kind of what he sees, what's happening in the industry, and what it means for us.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jose. For anybody that I haven't had the privilege to meet, I'm the operating principal at Keller Williams Legacy Group. So I wanted to hit on two things. One, the move, just talk a little bit more about that, and then two, what the expansion network is. So as you saw earlier, we're moving in the next 4 to 5 weeks, depending on how my contractors hold up. And we're really excited about the space. It has a bigger training room, probably about 20 to 30% bigger than what this is. Even better, it has windows. So it's like nice and bright throughout the office, larger conference rooms. It has a really great collaboration space in the kitchen where there's going to be cafe style seating so people can do masterminding and just collaborate as agents and meet, which would be nice. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a great space for us to run our business out of. So any questions about the move, you can talk to Mark, you can talk to Dee Dee. They've been very involved in it. So there's that. The other part I wanted to hit on was the Keller Williams Expansion Network. How many of you guys have heard of the Expansion Network, either rumors or conversation or, okay, just maybe 30% of you guys, okay. Which doesn't surprise me because it's really a niche kind of part of Keller Williams. So Keller Williams Expansion Network is basically a statewide brokerage that is simply for expansion teams, just to simplify it. And so it's one brokerage for Keller Williams that's owned by International that is going to make expansion for those teams that venture out into expansion. It's going to make those teams just really simple. For those that don't know what expansion is, a lot of you guys are like, what's expansion? So expansion is where you have a team and they are doing really well and they have their system set up, their lead generation set up, their leadership, all that stuff set up, and they do it in one spot. And then they look up and they decide the natural progression for my business is to go do what I'm doing here and duplicate that and do it somewhere else. Okay. So you may have a team in Canton, you may have a team in Cleveland, you may have a team in Medina, etc. So that's what expansion is. And so prior to the expansion network, this process was very difficult and very complex for any agent wanting to do that. just different market centers, different territories. It was just really, really complex. And with the expansion network, one brokerage in the whole state, it makes it very simple for these expansion teams. So that is kicking off in the next like 30 days or so for the state of Ohio. And so, again, it doesn't apply to 99% of you. And I'm the 1% that does apply to. And so we wanted to just kind of get in front of it and let you guys know what was going on with it. My team will not be moving to the Higbee location. We will be transferring to the statewide brokerage. For those of you who don't know, I have teams in all over through Northeastern Ohio. So with this process coming through, with the expansion network coming through, we'll be working out of the expansion network. And here's what that means. I'm still here. I'm still visible. I'm still involved in the day-to-day operations and the leadership team, all of that stuff. None of that changes. Simply, we are just at the statewide brokerage to make things simpler for my team. Make sense?
Awesome. Yeah, and the vision is, so the statewide brokerage, there's no team leader of the statewide brokerage. There's not a training schedule for the statewide brokerage. Basically, it's broker support and MCA kind of processing commissions support, kind of streamlining the logistics. And so and this is across the nation, teams that are part of expansion networks are connected from a training standpoint, from a culture standpoint, kind of what the events that we're doing. The idea is that they're legally there, but relationally and functionally
right.
Still
part of the ALC teaching classes at the market center, part of all of the stuff that we already do is still happening. Anything I missed?
Anyone have a question or two for Jose?
So the brokerage name, is it gonna be like instead of Keller Williams Legacy Group, are you Keller Williams Expansion Network now? Is that what they
That's a
call it?
great question, Christian. And as soon as the state of Ohio gets back to us, I will let you know. We don't know that yet. We have an application into the state, but we don't know that they haven't approved it yet, basically.
Is it very far? Are you guys gonna be living in Columbus or Cincinnati, or do you guys get to stay up here?
My team will be somewhere in this area until we find a location. We'll be right next door, which is where we've been at for the last 5 years. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we are almost there. Miss Nancy, want to come up and talk about?
I'm always happy right before food.
That's true. You get to talk
We'll
about
just
food
switch it
today
up
too,
next
right?
time. A little bit, yeah. Well, first of all, I'm Nancy Douglas, and I'm with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. For those of you that don't know me, I actually live here in Jackson Township. I cover Northeastern Ohio, but you know where my heart is. It's right here with you guys, and because this is my neighborhood, my hood. Anyway, but I want to let you know that I've been with the company for 12 years. My company's been in the industry for going on about 42 years. We're a national company. I'm just one little person out here in Ohio. There's about 600 people behind me at corporate. They're still working remotely. They're not going back to our big office back in Denver yet, but they're still doing a great job. And I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for my company. And also want to let you know that almost all the time that I've been with 210 selling the resale warranty, we have been a partner nationally with Keller Williams. So we've been supporting Bold for years. And I'd like to do something on a local level, maybe when the Bold is over, as a follow-up celebration to those that take it. So just we'll talk about that. Maybe you know, between me and maybe some of the other partners here, we could maybe put something together, because I think that is so important. And Kristen, for what you had to say about it, that's lead from, you're leading from an example. So that's awesome that you talked about it, because it is really important and you do learn a lot. So I wanted to next say a very big thank you. In a market where there's been things cut out of sales, warranty has been one of them. I'm sad to say that. Our year nationally has been down. My business has been down, but you guys have supported me, and your business, warranties that you've sent are up over last year. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you all so much.
And we have supported you too. I wanted to let you know that we've paid over $22,000 in claims for you guys year to date, and that's on a wholesale price tag. So if you consider what that would be retail, if you took those numbers and people had to pay for those repairs themselves, you'd be looking at more, probably around 40,000. That's a lot of money that we've saved you guys. And I'm sure that that's just going to grow as, you know, as we continue to do more business together. So last but not least, two things that I want to share with you. One is you probably have a lot of buyers out there that didn't get a warranty, right? Many of you sitting with a buyer, maybe. Listen, make it a little follow-up. I know you like to reach out and touch people. You want to call those people that you sold homes to. So reach out and call them. If they've closed within the last 30 days or less, we'll actually backdate a warranty for them if they want to purchase that warranty on their own. Backdate it to closing. And not only will we do that so that they've got history of things being a good, safe, working order, they'll also get to take advantage of that $100 free money to pay for locks. If they have locks already changed or bought some new hardware and put it on, we'll still give them $100 for it. If they've missed that 30-day window, you can still call those folks. I'll still get them enrolled in a warranty. And what I can do is they will have a 30-day wait. But since they're, you know, they're not going to have that history and their warranty will start 30 days after they pay for it, I have a little gift that I'll give them, and it's just a discount. I'll give them a discount. I'll give them a coupon to go ahead and buy that warranty post closing. So keep that in mind, give you a reason to reach out to your folks. And then the last thing that I want to mention to you is about our complimentary seller coverage. Does anybody know what that is? Sam, what is complimentary? She's shaking her head over there.
That you allow to put a warranty on a listing, and then if you guys decide in the terms of negotiating that no longer fits, it can come off at no cost to the seller.
Yes, exactly. Very good. In fact, I'm going to give you something for that. I'm going to give you, let's see here. I'm going to go on here. Wow. These are door hangers. Yeah. So those will help you go after new listings. What I gave her was a door hanger that you can leave on somebody's house. You know, maybe somebody's eyeing a neighborhood and, you know, you want to try to get listings in there. You can leave those on. There's a slot in your business card. So it's a way to market yourself in a neighborhood or this or anybody else. But the other thing that I want to mention about that complimentary seller coverage is your seller is now going to have coverage immediately when you put that warranty in place. And what they're doing is they're starting a way to shift their liability risk to liability is a big thing. Now, I don't know if you've heard the, you know, what's going to be the ripple effect in the spring. Anybody hearing that? Lawsuits, you know, liabilities. You know, I heard a rumor that 53% of millennials have been sharing how upset they were about their purchase of a home. You know, they didn't realize they were going to have all these expenses in maintaining it. So, you know, having more sellers offering the warranty, or at least getting it on so that it's something to talk about when the buyer comes in. And Eric, that house that you're going to buy, since you're going to be homeless, you're probably going to want a warranty on it, right? Yeah. So you don't have to ask the seller to pay for it, you can pay for it yourself. But listen, I'm serious. You know, sellers don't sue buyers. Buyers sue sellers. So protect those listings, protect those sellers, get them to at least get the warranty on, leave it up to conversation. And you know, if they're getting a good price, they should be able to afford that warranty and help shift their liability risk from something coming back after closing. Nobody wants to get drug into a court of law, you know, because something that went wrong in the house and those buyers think that seller knew about it. So anyway, thank you again so much. I appreciate all of you. And I'm going to hang around. If you got somebody that you have a question on about getting them hooked up with coverage, I'm here to get those set up for you. I take numbers, names. I'll even call your folks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Nancy. All right, I'm gonna take a quick 30 seconds to just promote some of the upcoming classes. We have tomorrow, I can't believe it's already September 16th tomorrow. Gina's class, scripting,
Thursday.
or Thursday.
Yeah.
See, I'm all off.
Friday,
I've
Sunday.
been staring at way too many calendars. Thursday, the 16th, come to Gina's class, scripting. Again, it's in person. Any of Gina's classes are open to all agents. You don't have to be in productivity coaching to come to her classes. Just so you know, they're open to all agents. And another one of Gina's classes, where do I get leads from? That one's coming up Wednesday, the 22nd from 10 to 11. So a lead generation class, come and join Gina for that.
Thanks all. Lunch is waiting for us.
Lunch is ready.
Thanks to Ferris for getting it together and appreciate you all coming out and joining us on Zoom. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.